Good morning, Bills. How is everyone's Monday morning doing? Uh, we have a single host morning bill this morning, so we'll just be chatting for a few minutes to get everybody kind of caught up on how's your week gone, how's your week gonna go, and what can we do to help each other out. Um, a quick refresher: morning bill started with me and John, and I'm a marketing guy by trade, and he's a sales guy by trade, and we started hanging out and really enjoyed just kind of find out what was going on in each other's world because sales and marketing a lot of times don't talk. And what was cool about that is we started learning stuff about the customer, and we started learning things about our own shortcomings and about our own abilities to do things better. And so we decided to keep going. And good morning, Mike Tao. What's up, Mr. Regular? Friday. Ha ha. Yes, it does. It says Friday. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Sure. Monday. Monday it is. Today is August 15th. Can't wait halfway through August, y'all. Seriously. So let's talk about that real quick. Halfway through August, where are we at on our goals? Because I can tell you one thing: taking a new job will totally create some new opportunities for you, but it'll also throw you off your old habits and put you in places that you didn't think you would be. So, um, you know, this past week I was talking with the head coach at the place where I'm a new coach on, and we were doing some role play training. And as you may know, John does role playing with his groups with sales, and I was doing some similar work. And that's not the area as I have gone up in my career, that not the area that I've spent lots of time doing formal training in. I haven't done a lot of sales reps. And I've sold for myself, and I have sold for clients, and then I've of course sold for different agencies that I've been at, just as another person in the room. But I've never ever been the primary salesperson on any account other than my own business. And as you know, a lot of times we treat our own stuff differently than we would if we like someone hired us to do it. So I was doing role plays this week, and we were sitting there, and I was getting resistance in this role play around, the thing that I was selling, and I just realized in that moment that I have not practiced the things that I know to be true about sales calls. And so, I mean, obviously, if you know my co-host here, John, you know that one of the things he does is he runs role plays every week with salespeople for that very reason. So I ended up writing my newsletter this week about that, about practice and how important practice is, and why it's not just for the brand new people like me who are in a role. It's also an ongoing situation where when you create opportunities for yourself to practice, you're actually creating opportunities for your brain to obviously grow, but you're creating opportunities for things to get easier, not just teach yourself new things. So it's just as easy um, to practice to make things better and to stick than it is uh, just for new stuff. So good morning, Michelle. Looking forward to seeing you this week. That'd be awesome. And John's over here messaging me in Slack as we're here. Um, so anyway, I was doing that with role plays. I got beat up pretty good. So it's never fun to get beat up, but it's also a great place to feel like I'm growing in an area that I really haven't practiced tons and tons. Because I don't know about you, but when I'm comfortable in an area, or when I'm in a place where I've been able to kind of cruise along and do just fine, you don't always think about, to me, that's the hardest place to think about getting challenged again, or to think about getting opportunities to grow again, is because you're already doing okay, and you feel like things are going pretty good, and like in my business before this, I was making good money. I wasn't having any problem getting clients. My close rate was I mean, pretty decent, but I also filtered very heavily who I even ended up on a sales call with. So now, in a different opportunity where I'm going to be talking to people I haven't filtered, I'm going to be talking to people where I haven't been able to lay the groundwork that I want to before the call necessarily. There's going to be a whole lot more cold conversations, at least compared to what I was used to. And so I've got to be able to figure out how to handle the top 5 to 10 objections that I know I'm going to hear for this service offering. So that said, I get to go back. I get to go old school. I get to pick up some flashcards. I get to find the things that I need to look at and respond to over and over. And I got to do some of those standard exercises that say, hey, the next time someone hits you with this, you'll be ready. You'll be on the spot. So that's why practice is super important for me. And overall, it gives you that familiarity, right? So, so let's talk goals. Let's talk goals this week. Michelle, Mike, anybody else that might be watching right now, what have you got going on this week? What are some things that you hope to get accomplished? So just, if you want to, throw them in the chat. I'm going to tell you now, mine is obviously some sales training. I've got some sales and coaching training I've got to do this week. And what that means for me is I've got to watch some pre-recorded calls, and I've got to record a certain number of reps. I've got at least one a day of each of those set up on my calendar. And then the output is next week. I'm going to role play again and see how the things went. So ideally, I'll have probably about 25 reps in between here and next week because it's a priority for me. Normally, I wouldn't spend that many reps in 1 week on something unless I really needed to move the meter. But I want to spend 3, 4, 5 different sets of times per day over a 5-day period so that I can see some pretty drastic improvement. So that's another thing that I was thinking about over the weekend. Hey, what's up, John? John over there in the morning bill. I'd like to spend some more specific, rep times. Because, a lot of times when you do reps, you will, once a week show up with a group of people, and or maybe every other week, once a month, you'll show up and you'll do it for 45 minutes, an hour at a time, which is good because it brings a little bit of like recognition to what's going on there, right? But when you put something together and you do it every single day for, really the next 30 days, I'm going to be spending time on this stuff. The amount of improvement you make is vast, right? So Dylan, what's up, man? What's up? John is taking his girl to school today. So he's out today. It's first day of school for her. I had mine last week on Wednesday. So I've already been through that stuff. So it's his turn today. He's driving Alice to work. So, okay, cool. Mike, marketing videos and some signups for a new client. What about the marketing videos? What are you doing? Are you actually creating the marketing videos? Is that what you're doing? Michelle, continue on my 5 cold calls a week and 3 days in the gym. Sweet. Good stuff. Good stuff there. So good inputs, y'all. This is, okay, so John's saying this is his Alice goal, to make new friends in 6th grade. This is Alice. What's up, Alice? Okay, she wants to make new friends in 6th grade. Very cool, very cool. Okay, Alice, I know you will because you're awesome and you're amazing and people are going to love you. And so all you got to do is just be you. You just got to show up, right? So Alice, you'll make some new friends. Very cool. Creating and editing, Mike. Okay. Right on. Is that one or is that multiple? Because you said marketing, so now my ears are perked up. I'm like, let's go. What? Great. Michelle says, have a great first day, Alice. Good stuff. All right, guys, y'all have a good first day, Hills. That's awesome. Multiple. Gotcha, Mike. Multiple videos, multiple marketing videos. Okay, so we got our goals set in there. And the next piece of that is that we want to set some stakes this week. John, we'll get him to put his goals in tomorrow or later. He can throw them in the chat because we have also have a guest this week again on Friday. So we can circle around Friday on these goals again. But what are some stakes we could set for ourselves? It might be fun to do like a group think on that too, right? John's goals coming tomorrow. I've got to get 5 sets of sales calls in this week, right? So that's really the big goal. I'm gonna write down 5 sets of calls. What should the stakes be if we don't get our goals done this week? I know Dylan wants to see me do burpees, right? Is that the deal? Here's Dylan. What's his goals this week? Doing my 2nd week of outreach to possible companies to work at. 3 to 4 a day. And so far, I've got 5 conversations. You still have 15 companies to work through, though. Very nice. I love the data. I love the numbers. Very cool. What's outreach, Dylan? What's outreach look like for you? Does that mean you talk to the front door people at HR? Does that mean you chat with the CEO, the CTO, the COO, the VP of sales? Like, how are you going to go in that? Are you going to go traditional front door? Or are you going to try some other ways as well? So, what does outreach specifically look like? $100 to a cause I really don't want to pay. Okay, we talk about that behind closed doors. If y'all don't know that, that's one of the big things for stakes that we talk about is whether it's a charity or it's a nonprofit group, which are similar, or like an association. A lot of times, pain is a better motivator if you really need the help. Rewarding yourself is great, obviously, as well. I try and reward myself somehow every day just for doing good work. But yeah, rewarding that. John and I talk about that the harder it is to reach, it's going to be harder for you to do that work, to reach that stuff, the more likely you'll probably need some pain involved to make sure it gets there. Because the more you don't want to do it, the less likely you are to take your reward, but you'll still avoid pain over here on this side, right? So I'll do the same thing. I'll do $100 to a cause I don't want to pay, and do I want to list the cause? Probably not. I don't know who it is yet. I need to make that specific. So, but I'm writing that down right now. All right, we're getting over here. It'll go on John's whiteboard, right? And mine's going to go right here in my handy dandy little Blue's Clues book, right? So $100 to, if I don't get my 5 sets of calls in this week. All right, so y'all keep me accountable every day this week, 5 days. And one of the tricks I like to do is I like to tether things together. I like to hold them together. So I think it's called tethering in James Clear's book. But basically, I'll take a habit that I already have and I'll attach this new habit I want to the habit I already have established. So these sales calls daily, I have it on my calendar, but what I'm going to do is attach it to something else so that each day I know when I do this, the next thing I have to do is this. So it'll actually build a connection in my brain. So yeah, and to John's point, listing the cause, not that important, but it does have to be something important. Have to be something that you really care about. All right, Dylan, let's check this out. Companies are bigger. So for the moment, you're reaching out via LinkedIn to people on the sales team. Once I've had a conversation, there sounds like a good place to work at, I'll ask for an intro to the hiring manager. Cool. So just a thought, some other ways to do that is you can find other people who work at the company and start engaging with them on social media in some way, shape, or form. If it's a company you actually really want to work in, so you find, say, your top 3 or top 5, and then use your LinkedIn connection list to see if you know someone who knows someone who knows someone, right? Which you may already know that, but I have found, for those of you who haven't been job shopping in a while, I have found that is by far the best way to get an interview to the hiring manager is to go in through the side door, right? It's the front door is the hardest. It's the one where they have the most filters. And I mean, let's be honest, the front door filters for a lot of companies are garbage. They're not very good. They don't really help the company get the type of employee they actually want. They're just more standardized things. So yeah, if you can go find people, even a friend of a friend of a friend, even if it's a third, to get you just an introduction, and then just see if you can get 5 minutes of their time or an email or a DM or something like that, just ask them about the company and how things are going. I may have discussed this on the show before. I've actually only ever gotten a job through the front door of a company one time, like through going, checking a job listing, putting in an application, getting handed off to a hiring manager, going through all that stuff has only happened once. Even the job I'm in right now was a sideways conversation with a different set of people that ended up introducing me to someone who then I went through the front door, but my name was already in the system and people already knew what I was capable of somewhat. So anyway, yep. Hit me up, Dylan. Hit me up. We can chat more about that if you want to. So, okay, cool. So we got our goals. So lay it out there for everybody. We've got our stakes. So we know what we're going to do if we can't make those goals happen, but that won't happen, right? So we're going to make that happen. And then, so last but not least, what's everybody got fun going on this week? Anything cool that you got excited about, whether it's personal or business stuff? I'd love to hear what you're looking forward to this week, because I think especially on the Monday morning, I've got my Monday morning planning block right after our morning bill here on Mondays, and I plan everything's out. And I make sure all my calendar's in a good spot. I have everything that I absolutely need to get done. But what do you love? What do you love to do this week? The weather's getting nicer down here. It's not as scorching. I know it's August 15th, so it's kind of silly if you know Texas weather. But it's just not in the hundreds. So I'm actually going to swim. It's actually been so hot here that the pools has felt like bath water, and that's disgusting to swim in, I think. So it's getting to a place where I think I might actually do some swimming in the evenings, maybe 2 nights this week as a substitute for running or some of the other stuff I might do for cardio. So I'm pretty excited about that. Actually, I'm excited to get back in the pool. And then let's see, I've got an in-person and in real life dinner meeting with a former client, which should be really cool because ended up being friends. So another cool thing I get to do. Let's see. Mike did some kayaking over the weekend, so a little recovery. Yeah. I think I saw your. No, I didn't see your picture. There's somebody else, but was it lake kayaking or river kayaking? Where was that at? Because that can definitely chop you up for sure. Yay, Michelle's coming to Texas. Daughter's getting married on Saturday. Congratulations, Michelle. That's so cool. I actually didn't know why you were coming. So that is very, very cool. Very awesome. Looking forward to seeing you as you come through. So that's awesome. Dylan, Spider-Man, came like an absolute nerd. You're quite excited to talk to these salespeople from these companies. Some cool tech there. Awesome. That's very cool. I mean, there's nothing better, right, than from a career standpoint, going into a company where you like what they do and the types of things that you'd be involved with. So that's awesome, man. Well, I can't wait to hear more about it. Mike, you did some, Riverman. Okay, so that'll tear you up. That'll get you nice and tired. Cool. Okay. Well, guys, that's it, man. That's about all I had on my plate this morning. I'm ready. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. I got my goals. I got things set up. I'm excited about some things. Got to chat with my peeps this morning. So if you need anything, come find me. I'm always on LinkedIn. You can check my website out if you need some help with something. And then otherwise, have a fantastic week. And we'll plan on just being back tomorrow with John after he's done his first day of school stuff. And we'll jump right back in. And we've got some cool stuff to show you this week. And once again, we've got a guest on Friday. And we'll tell you a little bit more about that. So look for that event coming up on the Facebook and LinkedIn pages and the YouTube page. We're actually going to launch that event today so that you can learn a little bit about the guests and that you can have some questions and thoughts ready for them as well. So thanks a bunch, everyone. Michelle, Mike, Dylan, Alice, have a great first day. John, thanks for piping in. Appreciate you. I think that's everybody. Yep. All right, guys. Y'all have a great